Once upon a time, there were two brothers. One was 10 years old and the other was 6. They weren't just brothers, they were also best friends. They played together all day, every day. They explored every corner of their house and the village they lived in. Often, they would venture beyond the village, seeking new games and adventures. One day, they wandered farther than they ever had before. They had strayed so far that there was no one around to see or hear them. Suddenly, they came across a ditch filled halfway with water. As they continued to run and play around the ditch, the inevitable happened. The older brother, the 10-year-old, fell in. He couldn't swim or climb out, and so he began to cry and call for help. Hearing his brother's cries, the younger one started shouting for help too. But they had gone so far from the village that no one could hear or see them, and their cries were in vain. Then, suddenly, the 6-year-old boy spotted a bucket tied to a rope. He quickly grabbed it, tossed it down into the ditch, and held onto the other end of the rope. The older brother managed to climb into the bucket, and with all his strength, the younger brother slowly pulled him up out of the ditch. It took time and all his effort, but he succeeded. Once the older brother was safely out, they laughed, danced, and ran back to the village to tell everyone what had happened. But as they ran, they realized the villagers might be angry with them. How could they have wandered so far from the village? How could they have been so reckless, playing near the ditch? To their surprise, when they told the villagers the story, no one believed them. The villagers asked, how could a 6-year-old possibly pull a 10-year-old out of a ditch using a rope? A child that young wouldn't have the strength. The only person who believed them was the village elder, the wisest man in the village. He praised the boys for their bravery, their cleverness, and for not giving up. When the other villagers asked him if he believed the story, the elder replied, "It's not about whether the story is true or false. The real question is, how could a 6-year-old have the strength to pull a 10-year-old out of a ditch?" He immediately gave them the answer. Because no one was there to tell him he couldn't do it. No one told him it was impossible, and so he did it. You see, in life, there's a saying, the fool didn't know it was impossible, so he did it. People often laugh at those with high dreams and big aspirations. Don't listen to them. Just do it. And if someone tells you that you can't do something, remember this story and act as if you never heard them. Stay strong in your mind. Stay strong in your heart. This is Dare to Do. Motivation Stories. Thank you so much for watching and stay blessed.